Hello everyone and welcome to a spicy Naraka Bladepoint video. This is your host, OSK, and I'm just kidding. Welcome to another Naraka Bladepoint video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Takeda's new skills, his F3 and his Ultimate 3. His new skill, or his F3, Mythic Grab Takedown, allows him to barrel forward, much like his second skill, and take away any weapons if the enemy is charging a skill or a focus attack. Instead of blocking focus attacks this time, he just gets granted a damage reduction and he cannot be interrupted by any moves. There is also a hidden hitbox at the end of the move's animation. Moving on to Takeda's third version of his ultimate, Demonic Aid ENGULF. This one is great for trios as the demon actually gains power the higher quality weapons you have. This ultimate will scale based on how many weapons you have in total and also their rarity, meaning that if you have higher rarity weapons and you have up to 6 of them, then your third version of the ultimate ENGULF will be stronger than, let's say, if you had 2 common weapons. There is a meter around your ultimate icon which will tell you how powerful your ultimate actually is based on the weapons in your inventory. When you are in trios, this scales based on all the weapons in your team, making this a prime pick for trios. Cool little side note here, if your meter is up to epic quality, you actually get 4 charges of your ultimate instead of just 3, and if it's legendary, then it does more damage. And every version of the ultimate will have some form of lifesteal attached to it. The ultimate also lasts just a little bit longer and covers a wider arc than, say, his first version of the ultimate. Now that that's out of the way, let's explain the purpose of today's video. Basically, we'll be taking Takeda into ranked mode and seeing just how well these skills and ultimates actually perform. There are some matches where I take the third skill and a different version of the ultimate. There are games where I take the second version of his skill and I use the third version of the ultimate. I mix and match quite a lot just to see how everything pans out. So what you'll see coming up is some gameplay of my ranked matches, and then at the very end of the video we'll get to the final verdict as to how I feel about his different skills, and which ones I think are the best in solo mode and which ones I think could potentially be the best in trios. So guys, before we get started, of course, if you enjoy this sort of content of Naraka Bladepoint and you'd like to see more analyses of these different skills and what I like to run with each character, then please feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. And if you really want to help the video out, please be sure to share with your friends and also leave a comment as to what you think of these new versions of his skill and ultimate. Now, as always, before each video, thank you guys so much for watching. And now, let's get into Takeda gameplay, and after that, we'll have our final verdicts as to what I think about the third version of his skill and ultimate.
Not yet.
Let my friends be healed!
Armor fit for a warrior. Not well. Join me. We're stronger together. Not well. I'm ready to go. Not yet. Join me. We're stronger together. Chug, chug, chug! Not yet. It is a beautiful day. Not yet. Not yet.
true warrior knows patience.
We're still friends.
Not yet. Not well. A true warrior knows patience. Not well.
I'm ready to be unleashed.
A true warrior knows patience.
This is a beautiful thing. It's nice to feel protected.
I shall purify the souls of their filth.
It's nice to feel protected. Ooh, that feels good. Be gone, weakling.
Quiet. There's no shame.
They dare attack us.
True warrior knows patience. My armor is again up to standards. Need more time.
The battle is here.
True warrior knows patience. True warrior knows.
This is a beautiful thing.
Not yet.
And that is going to do it for the gameplay for today's video. Now on to the final verdict as to what I think about Takeda's third skill and his third ultimate. Starting with Takeda's third skill, Mythic Grab Takedown, I'm a really big fan of how it can lead into combos. The little hitbox at the end of the animation really does make for a good little combo starter and also a nice little interrupt if you happen to misjudge what your opponent's actually doing. The hitbox at the end will interrupt a basic hit. It'll also interrupt focus attacks and skills. As you know, it is designed to steal weapons if an opponent is charging up blue focus or skills. And it also has gold focus, so it is a very safe move to pull off. If I remember correctly, I think I showed off a clip where I actually got a kill off of it with very low health, so it surprisingly has a little bit of damage built in. For this reason, I actually prefer it over F2. It does have its own caveats though, like not being able to be used while under attack, meaning that if you find yourself in trouble, you do not have a get yourself out of jail free card unless you have your ultimate up. So this is very much a prediction tool and less of a reaction tool. Of course, you could lead neutral engagements with this move to get sort of an advantage if you predict your opponent's move correctly, but there is an argument to be made whether or not you want to use his first version of the skill, which is much less aggressive. What I like about Takeda's first version of his skill is that it takes out an entire aspect of the game for 10 seconds. There is also no way to miss it, so even if you flub your gameplay a little bit, there's still that 10 seconds where if your opponent tries to hit you with a focus attack, it is completely interrupted by your skill. Of course, your opponent can see when you have this ability up, so it might not be the most high level of skills to take, but it is still that safe buffer that you don't have to worry about anything for the next 10 seconds as far as focus attacks are concerned. So if I were less confident in my ability to react correctly, I would take F1. If I really want to be aggressive, I would take F3. I don't think that there's a version where I would take F2 anymore. Moving on to Takeda's third version of his ultimate, I honestly don't see any viable application of this in solos. The main reason for this being that the third version of his ultimate doesn't have as good of combo potential as his first version of his ultimate. This is much more of a wide-ranging move that you want to use in trios to catch multiple people at one time. There is no way in the solo mode to actually get legendary charge. Maybe there's a patch that could come down the line that would maybe buff this up in the solo mode. But as it stands currently, there is no way to get the full charge on the ultimate. And you can test this yourself by going into free training on the current patch. The lifesteal gained by this ultimate is also nothing to write home about. It is very little. And yes, Naraka can be a game of inches sometimes, but I don't think it's going to really do you that much good in the grand scheme of things as compared to something like his first version of the ultimate, Demonic Aid. Also, Demonic Aid does have nice little follow-ups if you want to do some uppercut strings, so it has that going for it too, while his V3 doesn't really have all that much. So overall, for solos, I would still take the V1. Seems to be the best option if you're a combo master. Of course, V2 is always safe if you're not that much of one. It's guaranteed damage for the most part if you aim it correctly. What I would say for trios and duos, it really just depends on what your taste is. I honestly don't think I would ever take V3 in any circumstance. I would probably take V2 in a trios or duo situation. And for solos, I would take V1 respectively. So guys, in the end, my final verdict, do I think that F3 is good? Yes, especially if you are an aggressive type of player. It doesn't give you a get out of jail free card, but it does give you a nice little combo starter. And it also is a nice little prediction tool if you're looking to yoink your opponent's weapon. I believe the contention is still up between F1 and F3 in my personal opinion. And for his ultimate, I would either take the first version or the second version. I don't think I would take the third version as of right now. While it does carry a wider area with it, I do believe that his V2 will still edge out in team situations, and I think that his V1 will still edge out in solo situations. And guys, that's going to do it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Naraka Bladepoint content. Also be sure to share with your friends and comment down below if you disagree or if you agree or have anything to say. Thank you so much to our channel members. Of course, you can always hit the join button down by the subscribe button down below. And that is it, guys. I will go ahead and go. Y'all have a great night. I've been OSK. Have a great day. See you in the next video.